Hi there. I am here to talk to you today about a problem, a health problem that's become an epidemic. And I'm concerned about it, and I want to offer help. My name is Dr. Ritamarie, and for over 20 years, I've worked with people to help them to get their health back, to help them to flatten their bellies, to increase their mental capacity and think clearly, and to have lots of energy. Before I talk to you about this health problem, I'd like to take you on a little journey of how it could be. So I'd like you to just close your eyes and imagine that you wake up in the morning filled with energy. Your energy is exuberant. It's so exuberant that you were just jumping out of bed. And you go about your day with this level of energy that's not hyper, it's just really delicious. And as you make it through the day, your energy's steady, your brain is calm and clear. You don't have that dip at 4 p.m. where you wish you could go take a nap, where you want to lay your head down on your desk and take a snooze. You don't have those periods in the evening where you just want to crawl onto the couch and just do nothing. And when your friends call you at night and ask you to go out dancing or to a concert or for a hike, you're jumping on it. Of course you want to do it because you've got plenty of energy and you're just ready and raring to go. That, my friend, can be your life. I know because personally, that's what I experience. And the people that I've worked with in my practice for over 20 years have an experience similar to that. So, if that's something that you want, let me just tell you a little bit about this problem that I've been seeing. Like I said, it's a problem that's become almost an epidemic in our society. And it's actually a product of our modern society. And that problem is called insulin resistance. So let me tell you a little bit about insulin. Insulin's a little molecule that gets secreted by your pancreas over here. And it gets secreted after you've eaten a meal. The meal gets converted in your bloodstream into nutrients and sugar. And the job that insulin has is to get that sugar, take those little sugar molecules and escort them across your cell walls and into your cells so that your cells can produce energy. The little mitochondria in your cells produce ATP, which is the cellular energy currency. And when that happens, you feel great. When that happens steadily, you feel awesome. And even when you're not just eating, your body is able to manage the hormone levels so that you have a steady supply of glucose in your blood. But what happens is that for most people, the standard American diet, the standard Canadian diet, most of the standard modern diets are loaded with sugar and flour, processed grains and sugars that create a large spike in the sugar in your blood after you eat and causes a large spike of insulin to flood your system. And when it does, your body can no longer respond to the call of insulin. Your cells put their hands over their ears, kind of like a little child whose mom's always nagging them, clean up your clothes, put away the dishes. After a while, they don't hear it. And that's what happens in your cells. When they're constantly bombarded with insulin, they no longer hear the signal. They turn it off. But what happens then? Your pancreas is doing its job. There's still sugar in your blood. So it secretes more insulin. And the cells still don't hear it. And eventually, the insulin triggers the storage of all that sugar in your blood as fat. So instead of you being energetic after you eat, you want to take a nap because you don't have the energy from the food and your body just stored a whole bunch of extra fat. Usually right here, unfortunately. So insulin resistance is a problem. And it's a problem that in and of itself, if you said, well, okay, I can deal with belly fat. and I can deal with it being a little cloudy-headed, and I can deal with low energy. What about heart disease? What about cancer? What about diabetes? These are all consequences of insulin resistance that goes unchecked. And let me tell you, my friends, insulin resistance is more of a problem than most doctors realize because they don't really know how to test for it. They usually tell you when you become diabetic. But when you become diabetic, you've been struggling with insulin resistance for decades sometimes. Decades. And that's decades of damage that's happening. The excess insulin in your system causes stiffening of your arteries. It causes an increase in your blood pressure. And it causes inflammation. That can lead to cancer. So I want this problem solved. So what I did was I created a program. I created a program that was based on the work that I'd been doing with my private clients. But I knew that I couldn't reach enough people just working one-to-one. So I decided to create a group program. And I invited folks in for the group program. And at first I didn't know what to expect, of course, because working one-on-one, there's a lot more interaction. But what I found was, through the wonders of technology and bringing people in on webinars and having the ability to ask me questions as they went through the program and the ability to put videos online, people learned, people made changes, and guess what? Did people see changes in their bodies? We had one person drop 22 pounds just after listening to one of my hour-long talks that just gave them an outline of what to do. She came back and joined the program because she really felt it was important to have a mentor and to be in a community of others doing the same. To date, she's lost almost 80 pounds. But the good news is about that, what she wasn't expecting, she wasn't doing it to lose weight. She was doing it because her doctor had said, you're almost diabetic. And she said, well, what does that mean? He said, well, your numbers are, about 118 and 120 is considered diabetic. So what do I do? She asked. And he said, come back in 6 months and we'll see if you're diabetic. And if you are, I'll put you on medication. She says, that's unacceptable. What else can I do? He goes, you could lose a few pounds. That might help. So she started researching. She found my program. 22 pounds later, she decided to join the group program. And now she's down almost 80 pounds. But the beauty of it is she went back to a doctor. She'd moved in this whole process. So she had a lot of stress going on. She goes and, makes her established visit with a new doctor. And the doctor looked at her and said, you don't look like a person with Hashimoto's. You don't look like a person with hypertension. You don't look like a person that's pre-diabetic. Let's just take you off all your medication and come back in a month, and I'm going to see what you really need. We'll redo your blood test. And sure, so she did. She had been on thyroid medication since she was 14. She was now 67. And she'd been told that she had Hashimoto's for all that time by many doctors. And when she came back in a month and did the blood work, this doctor looked at her and said, there's nothing wrong with you. Oh, by the way, she'd also been told that her pituitary wasn't working, and it was affecting all of her organs, including her adrenals. The doctor said, you don't have a problem. You must have been misdiagnosed. And she said, doctor, I've been working too hard to accept that. I made some dietary changes. I've been on some supplements. I did some exercise. I did a whole lifestyle plan. I worked hard for this. It didn't just go away on its own. And the doctor just laughed and sent her on her way. Well, just keep doing what you're doing. She's just one of cases and cases. I have another woman who quadrupled her income in 2 months. Why? Because the brain fog went away and she was able to work with many more clients in her consulting business. And now she's down to a size 6, and she was thrilled after 16 years of resisting weight loss. I have another one who used to have to eat every hour because she was jittery. She's now going 5 hours between meals. She's down 54 pounds. She's feeling great. She's looking great. And she got her life back. This can be you. You can get your life back. You can read more testimonials about people who have just had tremendous results down below. Inches lost inches, 30 inches one woman lost. 30 inches. She did her measurements, 30 inches. I'm not kidding. When I saw that, I was like, whoa. Oh yeah, I feel great. I've had great energy. So I put together this program. The program involves group get-togethers. There's about 12 times that we get together as a group in the live program. You can also do it in between as a self-study, but most people come and do it with me live because there's such an advantage to working with me on those calls and being able to get your questions answered. And I feel like I got to know these people. These people got on this program as a group program for a very small investment, as you'll see when you look below. Yet they got my personal attention. I know their stories. I've met some of them. And it endears them to me. And I love the fact that they've gotten such great results. So you can read about it below. I'd love to have you join us on our next go-round of the program. You'll be getting 5 modules that take you through your diet and nutrition, your exercise, your stress, and your sleep, as well as the timing of everything. And the topic for timing is actually called Timing is Everything, because you can be doing everything right but not timing it right, and just having a hormone mess in your body. And this is really about fixing your hormones. Most people think about hormones, they think about sex drive and reproduction and ovaries and testes. It's not just about that. We have hormones that control the cycles in your life, your energy, how you feel. And those are the hormones we're going to get in balance. And you know what? When you get those hormones balanced, the other ones, the fun ones that give you back your sex drive, they come back too. So go ahead and read down below to find out all the nice little things that you get. But if it doesn't work for you, you can quit. We have a period of time by the end of the first module. If it's not working for you, you can be out of there. So I encourage you to read. I encourage you to take control of this. I encourage you to look at this insulin resistance issue. Determine if you're a candidate for it. And then go ahead and join me. I'd love to have you on this journey. This is Dr. Ritamarie, and I want to be sharing your story on the next video.